kitchen. Hi, once again, welcome to my kitchen. Today we are doing the part 4 of our Fritura series. We are making empanadillas. Now, there's a whole debate all over the place about what to call them. You can call them, some people call them empanadas, some people empanadilla or pastelillo. For me, I call them empanadillas. Now, when you crimp the side of the dough, that's empanadilla. When you use the fork to seal it, that's a pastelillo. Pastelillitos are the ones that you fill with guava and it's made out of puff pastry. There's a whole debate of that. Now, these kinds of empanadillas, you can find them all over the island. Again, another street food. And you can fill them with anything you want. You can find them filled with crab meat, chillo, which is fish, a whole different things that you can put in it. Today we're going to learn 5 different fillings that I'm going to put inside of them. I'm going to use ground beef, chicken, pizza, a pastelón one, and a sweet one with guava and cream cheese. I hope you like them. They're all delicious. Let's start making the dough. For the ingredients, you need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, not self-rising, all-purpose. You're gonna need a cup of water, half a cup of shortening. This is vegetable shortening. You can use lard, you can use vegetable oil, whatever you like. I have a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Now you can use that storable disc if you want. I use those a lot as well. They come out perfect with that. But today I wanted to show you how to make the dough. So first I'm going to put the shortening inside. And I'm going to cut that with a pastry cutter because I want the shortening to be distributed to the flour and beat little pieces. When that's all mixed, then you're gonna put the water. Now the water you're gonna add it little by little because depending on your temperature, you might need less or you might need more. So you have to play it by ear. I start with a cup and I'm gonna add it 5 tablespoons and then I'm gonna see how the dough feels because again, over here today in New Jersey, it's a cloudy day, it's not that hot, but I think it's a little humid outside. I forgot to tell you, this is ice cold water too, because it'll help with the flakiness of your dough. I forgot to add the salt and the baking powder before I added the water, but that's okay. Whoops, happen in the kitchen all the time. So I add it, I mix it, and this is the consistency that you want, and you're gonna let it rest for a little bit. So while this rests, we're gonna go and cook up all the meat and everything, okay? After the dough has rested for a little bit, we were preparing all the different things that we're gonna put inside. Now we're gonna sprinkle some flour on your working space, and we're gonna start rolling it out, making the disc. Here I'm making the picadillo, the ground beef. I'm putting in the ingredients as you see listed on the side. The same way I made it for the rellenos de papa and the alcapurrias. The only thing I do different with this for the empanadillas is that I like to put cooked potato. I cube it and boil it separately and then add it to the meat. And as you just saw there, I like to put pique in it because I like them a little bit spicy. Here is the cheesesteak. You cook it as you cook it when you make the cheesesteak sandwiches. Is the one that comes frozen. I just cook it until it's completely done and put salt and pepper on it, and then I add the cheese when I put it. This is the chicken. I boiled the chicken breast, and then after it was completely cooked, I shredded it, and then I put it in a separate pan, and now I'm adding all the ingredients that you saw on the side. I let it cook. You will see in a minute how the liquid evaporates and all the flavor concentrates into the chicken. Here we have the disc all finished and all the things that we're gonna put inside. This is the pizza one. I make my own pizza sauce. It's just crushed tomatoes, olive oil, salt, fresh garlic, and fresh basil to your taste. I mix it with the mozzarella cheese until it's all combined and you have equal parts. Now, growing up in Puerto Rico, we have food trucks in front of our schools. And this was my favorite breakfast, empanadilla de pizza. I love it. It was so good. So let's start with that one. I'm gonna roll this out a little bit more, just to give it some space, because I want to give it crimp to this one. And put your filling in the middle. See the basil and the garlic. Can't wait to try this. You can do any way you want it. There's one. This one I'm going to put it in here. This is going to be the beef. I like my empanadas with a lot of meat. Empanadillas. I don't like them to be not too much meat. This is the last one. The last one is going to be a sweet one. I have guava and cream cheese. So here we have them all finished, all 6 of them. I'm going to cut and show you the inside. This is the cheesesteak. This is the beef. This is the pizza. Ooh. one am I gonna taste? I'm gonna taste the pizza. Delicioso. Hope you make one of these or several of these and you enjoy them at home. Excuse me. They're all delicious. The masa came out nice and tender, nice and crispy. I hope you make them and you like them. Buen provecho.